All right, this is my traditional lantern. I've made 100 of these kits. The last few years, I've made them all about this size, just so that this glass would be standard in them. And we used to get some pine kits that came from a manufacturer that I didn't compete with the pine kits, but apparently they're no longer in business. So anyway, I've matched size for size, so that when we would break a glass, we would have glass for them. So that's why I did it. And anyway, this right here is just a standard candle lantern. It's got the metal hoop that goes in the top here and comes up from the top here. It's a big bronze piece of metal loop that allows you to hang it on the wall and on a nail, so you can hang the lantern on the wall. And one thing about this is this has the elevator that brings the candle up to the top. But every now and then, you want to be able to reach back down in there and to get to that candle down in there. Last weekend at Fall Trace, I had some big candles in there about this big because they burn forever. And I was trying to light them. And I was trying to light them with this. And I couldn't get this to come up to about right here. So the lantern, the candle was still down in here this far. And I was taking a piece of paper, sticking it down in there and lighting it. And since then, I've added a Tinder tube, which is a jute with wax. It's jute, 3 strands of jute that's braided, and then it's dipped in wax, and then it's put in a little copper 1/4 inch line that's about 3 inches long. In this case, for the lanterns, I made it about 4.5, 5 inches long. Anyway, I can hold it down in there, and I can light a candle that's way down in there. Well, what happened is that when I was sticking my paper down there, I had a piece fall down in here, and it landed on the top of the candle. And carbon will act like a wick as long as it has fuel on it. So pretty soon I had more flame than I wanted in there, and I'm sitting there with a stick trying to get it out. And I thought, man, it'd be nice if I had a door on here. Well, Reverser 2.0. This is the door module for these lanterns, and basically you push that up. My wife says it looks like a little outhouse. All I need to do is carve a little half moon in there, and there you go. Now you can reach back inside here and grab your stuff and fiddle with it or do whatever you need to, and then you can lock it back up. And this is what it looks like from the back side. And a person could put something reflective on the back of that. They could even probably glue a mirror on the back end of that if they wanted to, which would be the same, just a piece of mirrored glass. But anyway, that will work that way. And then of course you have the glass that comes out on all 3 sides. And these lanterns are all walnut. They haven't been finish sanded. They've just been machine sanded, so they're still in their rough exterior size. Anyway, this has got a log emblem out here that is on the top there. And then, of course, the dowels that come in around, and comes up with makes a nice candle lantern. Again, these are high quality. They work real well. And another option that I've added to these are a Tinder Box kit. And the Tinder Box kit will allow that lantern to just come in here and sit on top of that. Let me get this out here. And what I do is just put it towards the front like this, and that will sit down inside there. The holes of the lantern sit down inside those holes, and then the dowels allow for the airflow to come up through the vents in here, through right in here, so that doesn't, that it will do that. Then inside the tins in here, this is a gravity latch. Inside the tins, there's a couple screws, and those screws are meant to drill a little bitty hole right here and over here, and then they'll lock this onto that in a couple of minutes by just simply drilling that out like that and doing that. And then inside this kit right here, your flint and steel, and then and maybe a tinder tube or even a birthday candle will go in that. This side over here will be your char material, your char cloth, or your char wood, whichever you want to put in your tinder box. And then of course this has the tray that you can pull this out and hold that tin, so when it's hot it don't burn your hands with the tray. So that works out good. And this just doesn't show the bail on there. There's a hoop that sticks up here about this long. Of course, you squeeze it and it pops out of there. And so that's revision number 1 was the lantern. And then, of course, the Tinder Box, which is really cool. You don't need to have one of them for every lantern, but in your kit, and that way you can authentically light them. This has the gravity hinge that swivels back and forth as you're carrying it, so this tray stays locked. And then, of course, the door and the little outhouse door. I may end up putting the moon on the next one I make, but this is prototype, so I'll just probably keep this one around as a prototype. Put this in my office, and there we go. So, enjoying this and having fun with it.